Hello. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I'm not on mute anymore. Hey, yeah, someone is a bit tired. How are we all doing today? Are we all good? Rare Candy, you are painting the ceiling. One of the most boring jobs I can think of. I've done that. I painted when we did in here. I painted the ceiling in here, and that was just like I'm not a fan of painting walls and stuff anyway, but I don't particularly like painting the ceilings in general. I don't like that either. Right, you messaged me earlier, Rare Candy. Sorry, I only just saw your message. I'm just going to go on here quickly and look at what you've sent me, and we can talk about it. In the meantime, guys, hope you're all right. It's the best dressed, the best dressed man in toys, comics. Hello, man. Thank you. I don't feel best dressed today. I'm just wearing I'm wearing a Shenmue 3 T-shirt, which I've never played. I've never played Shenmue 3. I love Shenmue 1 and 2, but I've never played 3 because I've heard it's awful. And I kickstarted that. That's why I got the T-shirt. So, let's have a look then, Rare Candy. I'm going to look at the messages you sent me. Oh, Misty from Pokemon, from the Pokemans. Let's have a look. I hate bugs. Oh, because of the anime. She hates bugs, doesn't she? Yeah. No. Very good. The only thing I'd say about your top one, mate, is I think you need to work on your foreshadowing a little bit. And what I mean by that is because you've got her pointing, she's sort of doing this. You need to get her to be doing that. And I know that's really hard, but yeah, you're getting there though, man. I think that's the only thing I would actually say is just needs a bit of work in that area, is trying to make the foreshadowing. My thing with foreshadowing, I always found it very scary because, you know, it's the idea of like, I've got to draw a massive hand and you worry about proportions looking right and stuff like that. But like, you know, you have to just trust the process really. So see if you can get into, I don't know what image you were referencing, but you know. But yeah, that would be my only comment. It's because it currently looks a bit flat. It looks like it's doing that. But yeah, if you gotta get it to be doing that really, which I know is hard. I understand that. I understand that. That would probably be my one thing I'd have to say. You're getting there, man. And I like your colours. Your colours are nice. Right. Fingers are a little raw. Please. What am I missing? Hang on, I'm just gonna look at this. Right. Anyway. Hello, everybody on YouTube. Hello, Ollie. Hello, Andrew. I hope you guys are doing great. Stupid fingers. Been animating all day. Of course you have, Ollie. I hope the animation's been going all right. So, guys, Twitch is really quiet. I don't know what's going on with Twitch. Maybe it's not working. I'm just going to check I'm actually... Yeah, Twitch is working. Just nobody's on Twitch. Weird. Oh well, it's just you and I and the YouTube guys then, I guess. That's okay. Guys. Doing better now that I like the stream. Oh, thank you, Andrew. That reminds me, yeah, anybody who's watching on YouTube, please do give the video a like. It really helps. Really, really does help. Guys. What character am I drawing today? Ollie, you haven't given me a character in a long time. Throw one at me. Well, all of you. I mean, all of you throw one at me, but I'll just see what we can do. I don't know how I feel about tonight, to be honest, guys. As in, I kind of felt I feel a bit groggy and a bit tired, but the show must go on, as they say, and I really want to keep these consistent unless I have a good reason to not be available, like say I'm on holiday or I've got a prior commitment of some kind. But if I don't have a commitment and I'm well enough to do it, I will do it. I want it to be a consistent thing. I just read what you said, Andrew. Okay, yeah. Side note, I checked Scryfall's tagger and there are 776 artworks featuring the bald tag. Okay. For those of you who don't know, if you don't know your Magic stuff, Scryfall is this sort of database website of all the Magic the Gathering cards. Don't like that. Don't like that, Andrew. Don't like that at all. I will be sending you an email tomorrow, Andrew, by the way, about stuff, because I've got some commissions for you to do for you. Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors is a brilliant suggestion, Holly. That's what we're going to be doing today. I will do that quickly. Well, not quickly. I don't know why I said quickly. We can't spend too much time on it. Why not? You know, that's a great suggestion, mate. I'll do that. Or Roger Rabbit. I would prefer Audrey. I think Roger Rabbit's going to be a bit too hard for me to try and sort of translate into my style. Even though, I mean, I love Roger Rabbit. I'm a huge fan. Let's have a look. Audrey. I'm just going to look up Audrey 2. Because I've just realised, I don't think I've actually seen Little Shop of Horrors in many, 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 many years. Like, many years. Which is crazy. I don't know why I haven't. Yeah, like probably college. That's how long ago, and I'm old now, so I'd be down for Little Shop of Horrors. Okay, Andrew, I think that's what we're going to go with, guys. We're going to go with Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. I think it's a great suggestion. Obviously, if you guys got any more suggestions, please throw them out there, because we want to do 2 to 3 tonight, like we always do. I'm just looking. Not seen the extended version. No, I haven't. I don't think so. I don't know enough about Little Shop of Horrors. Like I said, I watched it a long time ago, when like I said, in college. And I don't know what version that would have been. I don't know when the extended version came out, Ollie. I presume that means the whole ending gets kaiju. Giskiju. Which sounds like a character from an anime. Giskiju. Giant plants take over the earth for like 10 minutes. Yes, I've heard of this. I have heard of this version. I don't think I watched that one, because I would remember that. Let's see what I can do then. Right, I'm gonna get the pencil out and let's do it. Yeah, like I said, guys, if you guys have got any suggestions, throw them my way. I want to do 2 to 3 tonight, as usual. So we'll go with this. I hope we're doing all right, by the way, guys. Mouth could be wider though, so let's just do it like about there. And we'll have the lips like that. Looking up some of her references. I might do a bit more of a tongue. Whoops. If we want a creature from Rick Moranis movies theme, I love Pizza the Hut. Why is my brain gone? Why is my brain lost, Andrew? Why have I not? I don't understand who that is. Pizza the Hut. Oh, from Spaceballs. Okay, I have a confession. I have never seen Spaceballs. And I'm really sorry. I've never seen Spaceballs. I've seen so many things, guys, but I've just not. Just some things slip the net, and that's one of the things that Spaceballs completely, completely missed the net. It is from Spaceballs. Yeah, no, I checked now, and yeah, I've never seen it. I'm not saying no. I'm okay for themes. So yeah, we could probably do that. I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the Audrey in the Pot. I wasn't sure which one I was gonna do then, but I think I'll go. We'll go Audrey in the Pot. It is weird how Audrey looks a lot like in some of the pictures, it looks like Biollante from Godzilla. No, sorry, let me take that back. Biollante looks like Audrey, I should say. Sorry, because Audrey definitely came first, right? So I take it back. It's looking a bit messy at the moment, but I think we'll get it to, we'll form it into something like during the inking stage. I think it will start forming and looking a bit better. Trust the process and all that, you know, and all that jazz. Okay, send you both my references. Thank you for your feedback. That's okay, Rare Candy. I will look at that shortly. How's the painting of the ceiling going? Yeah, I kind of like her being in the pot still, but we're clearly seeing a bit of like, you know, a bit of chaos at the moment. Because you've still got like, you've got all these things going on, like the sort of vines on the walls and stuff like that. What are you saying, Rare Candy? My kitchen is a lot smaller than my sitting room and dining room. We did half paint bucket. Oh, okay. Yeah, like I said, I don't envy you. It's one of my least favorite things to do is painting like walls and stuff like that. I don't know, you know, and ceilings and all that. I don't know why that is. I just really, really don't like it. That's why my wife usually does it, because she just prefers it. She's actually okay with doing it. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you very much. Can't wait to actually get onto the inking part, because I think it's gonna. It's actually, yeah. I think that there's definitely the the bones are there, and I can't wait to actually get onto the inking and the shading part. No, Ben Allen paints will never. Rare Candy, I'm not doing that. What, just painting my house? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There must be people that do it though, like streaming the, you know, painting their houses and stuff. Can't think of anything worse. Just got to do these little leg parts they do there. There we go. That looks good. Yeah. You know when I said to you about foreshadowing, Rare Candy, I think I'm having an issue here right now because it's trying to get it so the face looks like it's long, but we're looking at it at the front. And I think I've not failed. I think I could have done a better job with it, but there you go. For a sketch, it'll do. This is the thing. It's like foreshadowing can be so difficult. Rare Candy paints, yeah. Yeah, if that's what you want to do to yourself, mate, you go ahead. Yeah, rather you and me. Yeah, no, I wouldn't wish that on anyone doing anything like that. No, thank you. Because I like a bit of debris. There we go. We'll go with that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that, and I'll What's that, Rare Candy? Would you buy my artwork for $10? Honestly, I thought you would. I thought you were doing a reference. I thought you was doing a reference to RoboCop. Then I thought you said like, I'll buy that for $1. That kind of thing. Why are you only selling it at $10? You try to sell it for more. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do give the video a like. It really helps. Really helps. Speaking of YouTube, I have a video out coming out on Wednesday. I'm still editing it. I'm a bit behind on my editing. My plan of having like being 10 ahead has just completely gone out the window, unfortunately. But I've got a new video coming out on Wednesday that I'm currently still editing about the first volume of Billy Bat, which is a manga that I've been looking forward to reading. So, yeah. I've done quite a few videos now. There's quite a few there. I think I'm nearly at video 10. And for 10, I'm thinking of doing something a bit special. Not like super special, because not like, I don't mean like I'm suddenly going to do something that's like, oh yeah, because, you know, I got plenty of videos, plenty of time. Like that should be like a 50 or 100 or something like that if I keep going. But I'll do a little something for 10. I've got an idea. So yeah, if you haven't already, go check out my 8 videos. No, 7. Go check out my 7 videos. There's an 8th coming out on Wednesday. So long as I get my act together. Consume. Oh, right, you asking me to see your references. Yeah, I can have a quick look. Before I carry on, before I get really into this, I'll have a quick look. Oh, I see. I see, Red Candy. There's not even like Misty's hands off screen. Well, that's unfair for you. Well, that's a pretty good reference then. And it does look kind of flat anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I think you could have. I think you can punch it though and make it like, you know, better by doing that. Even if the reference doesn't, you know, have that in. Just do it like Cartoonist Kayfabe did it. Just do like 10 videos in a 2-hour period. Just have a title and outro card for each comic / book. Bam, done. Oh, that's kind of what I was doing. Basically, yeah. Obviously, I looked at Cartoonist Kayfabe, so I kind of was doing what Cartoonist Kayfabe with a bit more work to it, which I'm fine with doing. So like, I've got some animation here and there and stuff like that in the videos, and bits and pieces like that, which I'm referencing. Because when you're 10 ahead, it's not such a big deal. And yeah, it's still low effort. It's just not no effort. Do you know what I mean? But yes, basically, it's because I have to film in here, and basically, my wife, who has an actual job, it also works in here. So I've got to make sure that if I'm doing any recording or filming, it's kind of when she's not in here. To be honest, I don't want to disturb her. So, and there's not many days where that happens. Like, you know, it's usually like once a week or something like that. But she hasn't had to go in the office, like the other office lately. So, you know, there isn't really any, I haven't had any spare days to be able to work on recording videos and stuff. So, and then before I knew it, I ran out of videos. So I'm working on this one, but I'm going to record another one on Thursday. Maybe I want to record another 2. That's what I'm hoping for. So because I've got another 2 ready to go, another 2 planned, and then in August, I'll mention it now. In August, because it's the month of Jack Kirby's birthday, I'm going to do Jack Kirby month, which is not 4, even though I know August is 4 weeks, but it's only 3 weeks because the start of August is the 10th video, and I'm going to do something different for that. So it'll be 3 videos in August about Jack Kirby books, and the first one's going to be Fantastic Four issue 1 because I've got a reprint of that because obviously I'm not made of money, so I don't have an original. But I'll be going through talking about issue 1 of Fantastic Four. I've also got the first issue of can't remember what the number is off the top of my head, but it's the first issue where Jack Kirby took over Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, so I'll be doing that. And then finally, the next one I'm planning is Destroyer Duck issue 1, which was drawn by Jack Kirby, and it's weird. It's a weird comic. It's weird for Jack Kirby. That's saying something. So yeah, that may change, but that's kind of the scheduled plan. Is I want to do those 3 books, and then if that was worth it, I'll do it again next year because there's plenty of Jack Kirby stuff. So that's the plan. I was going to add, dark humor when I draw Misty, but then I changed it to the quotes from the show. I see, Rare Candy. Do I like dark humor? Absolutely, Rare Candy. Some of my favorite comedies would be considered dark. Like, have you ever... One of my favorite TV shows ever. Have you ever heard of Venture Bros? I bet Ollie has. Ollie, have we talked about Venture Bros? Because if you... I mean, I'm sure you've watched it. Oh, Ollie, that would actually be really cool. I talked to my friend about doing a collab about that book, but he also might not. So it's more likely that I think I could do one with you, I think. If I'm being honest. Like, I can say that because he's not watching this. He doesn't watch these. This is what I mean. But like, I know you're on the platform and stuff, and so maybe then. But that's what I was going to say. If there's anything you... And I was going to ask some other people as well. If there's anything people want to do a collab on. When it comes to these videos, then... Yeah, I'm definitely open to collabs and stuff. I don't know the logistics of it all. Like, as in... Because you live quite far away, don't you? Don't you, Wally? So that's the only thing. So we'd have to work out a system of whether I come to you or you come to me, or we try and work out a way of doing it virtually, which I think we could do. I think we can do it virtually. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know you can do it. It's just that I haven't worked out the logistics. Because obviously, when I do these videos, I just sit and I have a table set up here, and then I just get the camera set up and I do that. But I mean, we could do it with, like, via a something like Zoom or something. We'll work it out. Or it would be cool to do it in person. That would be the best, you know. Yeah, that would be doing it in person would be best, but we'd have to work all that out. But I'd be up for that, yeah, of course. And there's no appeasing any algorithm when it comes to Venture Bros. So, because I've got Billy Bat, that manga coming out. I've got that manga coming out, and then I've got a book for Spider-Man Brand New Day because obviously that comes out. Yeah. Weirdly enough, my next video after that falls on the day Spider-Man Brand New Day comes out in cinema, so I've got a book for that. Something like that. Well, Rare Candy, there'll probably be opportunity. Sorry, I just saw you just said. Like I said, there'll probably be opportunities with certain like books or whatever, or even just like at some point I would love to do some more like sort of stream collabs and something like that. But that would be like somewhere down the line. Oh no, Ollie, no, I'm actually. I'll say the book is. So I was gonna do, and I'll talk about this in the video, but I might as well talk to you guys. Why not? The video I was gonna do was about the first issue of Spider-Man: Brand New Day, which is issue 400 and Amazing Spider-Man 447 or something. It's something like that. It might be, or maybe 547 or something. I can't remember what issue number it is. Because I thought I had it, and I thought, well, it's literally called Spider-Man Brand New Day. That makes sense, right? I'll just do that. And other Spider-Man books I kind of will talk about. Do you mean? Like, I'm probably going to do, like you said, Spider-Man Blue. I will do at some point, I'm sure. And I'd love to talk about some of the vintage Spider-Man comics that I've got and stuff like that. But I was thinking, no, I kind of want to do, I don't know how many excuses I'm going to have to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day, because although there's a lot of misses with how it all went down, you know, the one would, if you read Spider-Man, you know what I'm talking about, but the One More Day stuff and then Brand New Day itself, I believe Brand New Day was worth it. And the only reason I say that is because I think some of the best stories came out from the Brand New Day era that I really enjoyed. Like, it was my era of Spider-Man. Because it was the first time, like, I had disposable income, and I was actually collecting those Spider-Man comics that were coming out 3 times a week at one point. I can't believe I even did that, but do you know what I mean? They sort of they came out. That's when I tried to do it properly. Like, I was reading Spider-Man comics, but it was either graphic novels or the Astonishing Spider-Man series, which Panini would put out. So I was like behind by, I don't know, maybe a year or two when it came to main continuity Spider-Man. So this was the first time I actually tried to do it properly. So I have a lot of, I guess, nostalgia for the Brand New Day era. And Dan Slott became one of my absolute favourite Spider-Man writers. And also, like, people like Marcos Martin came from that era of Spider-Man and stuff, and I would say Marcus Martin is easily in my top 5 Spider-Man artists. I'm not sure which one I would put him in, but yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? Right. So what I meant to say was, so the reason I do these videos, the Tales from the Shelf videos that I'm doing, they've got to be things that I'm influenced by, or, you know, in terms of my work or whatever, or they've got to be at least something that I like. Or love, right? Love would be best, because then I feel I can be passionate about it and talk about it. But, you know, at least if I like it, it's fine. So I tried to read issue whatever it was of Brand New Day, the first Brand New Day issue, the one that comes out directly after the One More Day stuff is over. And I couldn't find it. I looked in my long boxes and everything, and I could not find it. And I think what happened was I didn't actually collect from the very first Brand New Day. I collected for a bit further on. Not a lot. Like, I'm talking next 5 issues or something like that, and I started collecting them. So I was like, okay, I should, if I'm going to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day issue 1, as I'm just calling it that because I can't remember the number, what should I guess I'll have to buy a copy then, because this is the thing with doing these videos, guys. They obviously have to be, you know, I need a physical edition of something because I need to flick through it. It's not going to be the same with doing it through a digital thing. That's not how it works. So I looked up how much it was, and I think the cheapest I could get one was £10. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to get a download of it. So I got a download of that issue, and I'm going to read it first and find out whether it's worth it. Oh my god, it is terrible. It's such a bad comic. I read it and I was like, this is awful. I cannot do a video about this one issue because I have nothing good to say about it. And I don't want the videos to be about that. I just read it and I was like, this is god awful. This is terrible. If you were actually I don't blame people for getting, you know, pissy about Spider-Man back in the day, because that was the first issue of their, like, big relaunch. And you're like, oh my god, it's awful. So bad, guys. Like, I know it's about, so it's obviously, I think it makes you feel quite sad, because as much as I really like what they did with Brand New Day, rebooting it so Peter Parker has none of the baggage, and I don't mean the marriage thing. I'm also someone who would rather have Peter Parker married to Mary Jane. I would have been fine with that. But I think it was the stuff. What I meant by baggage is stuff like the big one being that everybody knew who Peter Parker and Spider-Man was. At this point, it was just like, you need to do something to fix it. So I think that was best. But the problem was, he was, I guess, when he started, I think he's always been in his mid-30s now. I think he's stuck in his mid-30s. And he was, or at least like maybe early 30s. But he was living with his aunt again. And he was like, it was so sad. Like, it just felt like this guy's a loser. Which I don't know if that was the intention, but I was like, this guy is an absolute loser. Steve McNiven was doing the artwork, and I don't have a problem with Steve McNiven. I think he's a brilliant artist, obviously. But he's very much suited to gritty stuff, like Civil War, or like the Old Man Logan stuff, or anything like that. So him drawing Spider-Man felt really weird to me, and everyone looked a bit off. And I don't even think he put as much effort in it. I don't know. He might have done. I don't know. But it just felt like, yeah, I just didn't like it. I just really, really struggled with it. And then I found out Dan Slott wrote it on his own. I was like, oh man, Dan, because you're really good. I just thought it was so bad. What were you saying, Holly? I don't know, man. Nothing wrong with talking about something you are disappointed with. Just shows how passionate you are about the subject. It's just a problem if all your content is moaning about stuff. Yeah, no, I agree with that too. And I will mention that because obviously I'm talking about the process of actually deciding what video to talk about in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Find out I read this and it was actually atrocious, so I don't really want to talk about it. So then I was a bit stumped because I was like, well, what do I do then? Do I just talk about, I don't know, I was like, well, why don't I talk about my favourite issues from Brand New Day? But then I was like, well, but then there's no structure and stuff, and then I've got to sit down and have a think about what those issues are. And then I thought, maybe some, if Marvel know what they're doing, and they're really bad at this, but they might have done it, they're really bad at like coming up with compilations of stories for their characters. And they really need to be better at it, especially when movies come out. So when Spider-Man Brand New Day was going to be released, I was like, okay, there must be a compilation. Surely they've done this. And they have. They've done a little pocket-sized book. And I found one in Forbidden Planet near me. And I found it. It was just called Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I was like, sweet, okay, I'll get that because it'll probably have the Spider-Man Brand New Day issue 1, and then it'll just have a compilation of other stuff, right? Awesome. I got there and it didn't have that comic in the book, and I was like, oh, for God's sake. But then I was like, there's nothing wrong with that because that comic is awful. So, and it was still cheaper than me buying that book. It was still cheaper than me buying that one comic. Like I think it was like $8.99. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to buy this book and I'm going to read this. And I read the first comic that's in there and I loved it. So I was like, brilliant. So I'm going to be doing a video about a modern book, which is about old comics now, because of course these comics are nearly, oh God, I can't remember when that was, 2008. So they're nearly, they're probably 18, no, they're nearly 20 years old. Yeah, no, 18 years ago. That's 18 years ago. But anyway, yeah, 18 years ago, I was reading that. But yeah, this is a new book, but comics from 18 years ago, basically. And yeah, really good. I've always thought Marvel have been crap with trades, to be honest. I agree, Ollie. They have been. They're terrible, which is why when it comes to doing these sort of like flip throughs for the channel, I'm mainly doing like original print comics if I can, but for when it comes to Marvel in particular, because it's just like, you know, when you try finding trades. But they have done one for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and it's affordable, and I can confirm it's none of the crap so far. Well, I say none of the crap. I need to read it all. I haven't quite read it all yet, but I read the first 2 issues in that book, and it's really good. So, but that's what I'm going to talk about anyway, guys. That's going to be the next video after the Billy Bat manga one, which is coming out on Wednesday. But there'll be plenty of time. Honestly, Ollie, you know, you said about Spider-Man Blue. Of course, I'm going to be talking about Spider-Man Blue at some point. There's plenty of Spider-Man comics I want to talk about and stuff. It's just that I kind of wanted it to coincide with the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and also just talk, like, you know, it's good. You know, and having a book with a compilation of good stories from that era is really nice. Because I'm like, oh thank God, because I was worried at first that I think nostalgia was stopping me from looking at those books critically. But I was like, God, I forgot. With Brand New Day, there is some growing pains. There is some growing pains, and that first issue of that run is just god awful. I was like, I can't do a video about this. I can't. Rain was a cool one also. Rain was a weird one for me. Although I'm a huge fan of Dark Knight Returns, I don't know if it worked. I don't know if Spider-Man Rain worked for me. I've sold that now. I don't actually have a copy anymore because I used to have. I sold it on Whatnot very recently. I'd be up for trying to get hold of a copy, like to borrow or something, and flipping through that as well. I think I would be, but yeah, because I didn't hate it. I just don't remember liking it as much as, like, say, when you did it with like Wolverine with Old Man Logan or The Dark Knight Returns or anything like that. Just a reminder, it was on a screenless tablet, by the way. Oh, you're talking about the drawing you, the Misty drawing. Yeah, no, that's cool. Rare Candy. Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas for some new videos. Just need to do it. But I am trying to reread stuff as well because I have a memory of a goldfish. So, you know, I'll remember certain bits and pieces, but there'll be things that I'll just forget, you know. Rain was... I just loved the artwork. The artwork was good. From what I remember in Rain, the art was good. And I think that's the main thing with these videos as well. It's like, I mean, obviously I want to talk about writing here and there and stuff, but it's more about the process of storytelling and character design and, you know, art stuff more than anything. Because I'm not a writer, so, you know, I can relate to that sort of stuff. It's really cool as well, like, to go through these books again as a sort of like a teaching tool. It's really cool, like, to, you know, every day's a school day kind of stuff. And when you're sort of looking through these books and discussing their methods and stuff, it's kind of like, okay, you're learning. It's like, you know, going off on a tangent. Ever read Joe the Barbarian? That was a great book. Yes, mate. I've got Joe the Barbarian, and that was something I would love to talk about at some point as well. Joe the Barbarian is brilliant, and I don't think enough people talk about that book. All those comics, even. I've got the original comics. I loved that. I've still got them. Just sitting up in the attic. Is that Pete Piranha? No, it's Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. You're forgiven for thinking otherwise. This one's taken quite a while, actually. She's very detailed. Yeah, I really like Joe the Barbarian, and I was quite into... What's the other book that Sean Murphy did? Punk Rock Jesus, I actually quite enjoyed as well. I don't think anyone really talks about that because obviously now he's the you know, the Batman White Knight guy, so no one really talks about his other stuff. But yeah, Sean Murphy did some really cool, like, indie stuff. He also did Ollie, do you know the book that he did with Scott Snyder? What was it called? Was it called The Mire? No, it wasn't called The Mire. It was called The Wake. I think it was called The Wake, and it's like a horror underwater type thing. And it was Scott Snyder who wrote it and Sean Murphy doing the artwork. That was pretty good, from what I remember. See, I'm looking forward to doing something like that. I would love to revisit stuff and all that. Like, you know, good excuse to revisit stuff like that, like Halloween and stuff. Although I've got plans for Halloween as well. It's called The Wake, is it? Yeah, I couldn't quite remember. Everyone's forgotten about White Knight now that Absolute Batman is a thing. Oh, right. And I tell you what, I've read Absolute Batman, and I tried my best to be like, well, I'm not going to be that bothered about it. I'm just not going to. Holy hell, is it good? I slept on that because I was like, I can't buy more comics. It's fine. I'll just, you know what? It's just another weird like, oh, Batman in alternate universe, but he's super violent. I'm just gonna ignore it. Okay. And then, oh my god, I read after all the hype. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna read this, and I actually read the first arc, and I was brilliant. Brilliant. I'm just going to close my window because my next door neighbour's dogs are barking quite loud. So give me a second. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Gargoyles of Gotham, I would love to read. I haven't read that yet. That's one I need to read. Yeah, Gargoyle of Gotham is definitely one that's been on my list. I can't remember who who draws that. What's his name? Oh, my head's in the way. Sorry, guys. Raphael Grandpa. That's the guy. Kept thinking Paul Pope, but it's not. Yeah, Paul Pope. Kind of similar, but not really. I knew it wasn't Paul Pope. It's like it's someone else who draws Batman. Weirdly. Yeah, Gargoyle of Gotham, that's really good. I didn't mean to read that. know, guys. This might be the only one we'll do tonight. Which I'm fine with. This is a pretty fun one to do. Great suggestion, Ollie. But I'm going to want to have it so it, because I want to shade it and stuff, so this might take a little bit longer. And we're like, oh yeah, it's 9:02 now, so maybe I'll have an early-ish night. Is there anyone on Twitch still? Man, Twitch is dead. It's just so quiet over on Twitch. No one's just so quiet. Crazy. Well, so for those of you that are on YouTube at least, if you are watching on YouTube and you haven't given the video a like, please do. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate it. Also, I appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Thank you. Rare Candy, you're drawing? Fantastic. Good. I've had a few people saying they've had me on while working and stuff, and I really like that. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Like, I don't expect you guys to be like watching me like, you know, constantly. So just have me on in the background while you're working, even if it's not just necessarily drawing, but I mean, if it's drawing, that makes sense, but you know, appreciate it. Thank you, Rare Candy. We appreciate it. Oh, and thank you for the 150 subs. It's weird. I don't know how it all this whole YouTube malarkey thing. I don't know how it all works and stuff. I'm wondering if it's consistency, but I'm pretty consistent, but not a lot's happening yet. I don't know. But then I'm not really doing it for necessarily subscriber count. That's nice, but that's not the reason I'm doing it. I'll be honest, it's just an outlet for me to try and be creative. Did I watch that Magnolia doc, Ollie? No. Because where can you watch it? How do you watch it? I do want to check it out. I completely forgot it even came out, to be honest. Yeah, that's a shout, Ollie. At some point, I'll try and arrange stuff. Oh, thank you, Ollie. And also there's this thing where I've been thinking like, so some of you may not know, Ollie will know anyway, at least. But I used to do a podcast called Talk Toy to Me, where I used to talk about toys and stuff. And unfortunately, sadly, I had to. The show ended due to my co-host and my friend. Unfortunately, he passed away. So obviously, we couldn't keep the show going because I didn't want to do it anymore. But I do miss doing stuff about toys, and I think that was something that'll probably happen in the YouTube space as well at some point. Because I do feel like I'm almost a bit of an outsider to the hobby now, which is really weird. Even though doing the podcast was not the reason I was even into the hobby, but I don't know, it's just something that it's something I used to do, and it's something that was like part of the hobby for me. And I think when you're not doing the podcast anymore, when I'm not speaking to my friend about talking about toys with him every fortnight, and you also don't have a lot of money, so you're not really buying as many toys anymore as well, you're kind of like, I don't know, I feel a bit of a, it's weird. I don't know if that makes any sense what I'm trying to say. I'm rambling a little bit, but I would love to do some more toy related things on this channel as well, just because it's comics are my first love, but I mean, love toys, obviously. You see my desk, it's just covered in toys and stuff. And I used to do, like, with Talk Toy to Me, we did all right. We had like some decent listener numbers, and it was something that I could do effortlessly, and it was great. It was just me hanging out with my mate, and we just chatted and stuff. And I kind of want to get that energy back, but I'm kind of sort of in a bubble doing it by myself at the moment, so I need to work out what that is. The ultimate collab, you design a toy, I make it. I mean, Ollie, we've talked about this before, and I would be totally on board with that. I've got some toy ideas. I just need to get my act together, to be honest, mate. But that's kind of what these past few years have been about. It's me trying to get that together. Like, and I know I've talked about it on the stream, so I'm okay with talking about it. But I had counselling and stuff, and trying to sort out my mental health. And it's worked and it hasn't worked. Do you know what I mean? It's given me the tools to try and be to be better. But you're never truly healed. Thank you, Ollie. Thank you. Yeah. No, But one thing I've been thinking about is doing a talk toy to me kind of thing. And Alex come up with this really good idea where, well, I mean, it was kind of a joint thing, but he came up with the idea for the questions and stuff. But we had some interviews occasionally on the show and guests, and I think that's where I would like, if I was to do something like Talk Toy to Me again, because it can't be the same. It just can't be the same thing anymore, because so much of Alex's DNA was in that show that it can't be that. But I would be more than happy to get people on and, well, talk toy. Basically, I think it would be like what, you know, he had these ideas for these guest questions and stuff, and they're so obvious that what the questions were. Like, you're like, oh yeah, this and this, but they were simple, not obvious. That's the wrong word. Simple questions, but they were able to fill out an hour easily. Only three questions, and they would fill out the hour because we just, you know, elaborate upon that and stuff like that. And you would, you know, yeah, and people would think about the answer quite like deeply, and I don't know, like I would love to, and I'm sure Alex won't mind. I just wish I could ask him, you know, but I'm sure he won't mind if I use that and try and carry on with a Talk Toy to Me type thing. I think part of me thinks he would probably. I think part of me thinks he would probably be like, hey, you should carry on. I know he's probably up there being like, you should carry on, you should do it, but it's not. It can't be like that because it won't be like that, you know. So, but I do think, and my wife Karina keeps saying I should probably do it because she says it's something that feels like it's missing in your life, and it is. And I would love to do something like Talk Toy to Me again, something toy related, to keep me in this hobby in some way, because I feel like if you're not buying the toys, and this is the problem, if you're not buying the toys or you're not making toys, the toy hobby suddenly, I don't know, you feel a little distant from it, and I think that's what's happening with me. So, you know, if I'm doing something like that again, at least I'd probably feel like my relationship with toy collecting would, I don't know, I'm rambling a bit now, but that's fine. So yeah, I do want to do some more toy related things on my channel as well. So, and it is called Tales from the Shelf, so that, you know, and I have a lot of toys on my shelf, so at some point I'll probably do some toy stuff as well. But also, I think what would be nice is doing a sort of like, oh, be nice to honour him. Yeah, no, thank you, Ollie. Yeah, well, that's, I don't know, I was thinking of asking the people that did listen to Talk Toy to Me, like, you know, the people that follow on Instagram and stuff. I was thinking of doing a little video and just asking people what their thoughts are. Like, how would they feel about me doing that? Doing something. Like, I don't want to upset anybody. But the only person I really don't want to upset isn't here anymore. So, I don't know, you see. So I would be like curious to know whether like, how would people feel if I did a new Talk Toy to Me, or whether Talk Toy to Me, you know, obviously it'll be a different show, but can I still use the name, or would it be, you know, should I change the name ever so slightly? So I was thinking like maybe doing Talk Toy to Me, but with a 2 instead, because it's volume 2, or does that seem really tacky? Maybe a bit disrespectful, I don't know. Or is it a whole new thing entirely, you know? Because we built such a following with Talk Toy to Me, I would love to bring them along, because it's really hard to get a following for things nowadays. You gotta be at the right place at the right time, and I felt that's kind of how I felt with Talk Toy to Me. Like, we've kind of found something. Sorry, I never met him, but I got that vibe from him. He loved you, man, and would want you to carry on in some form. Yeah. No. People say that a lot, that they didn't meet him, but they can get like genuinely what he was like on the show was what he was like in person. Like, yeah. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to bring the mood down. I just mean like I was just saying, like, I think that, you know, for those of you who don't know, there's a bit of context there to why I have this sort of weird relationship with toy collecting at the moment. Like, it was weird to come back from Japan and have all my toys and I didn't tell anybody about it. Like, I didn't talk to someone about it. because I don't have that anymore. I used to have that where I'd like almost like a show and tell. I'd come home. I know because I'd already arranged my trip. I think we'd already booked flights for Japan and everything. My wife and I told Alex that I was going to go, and he was like, "Brilliant, we can do an episode about that when you come back." And it's like, "Yeah, fantastic." Yeah, and so. But then he passed away 2 months before I left. So, what's that? I think it would be cool to do something that you used to do with a friend. Maybe do an acknowledgement or something with the ending credits. Yeah, because I also know that if people were listening or watching, because it'd probably be more like a video thing. If people were watching this, there are going to be people who were listening to Talk Toy to me. I still get at toy fairs, man. It's so surreal. I get people at toy fairs come up to me and say, "Oh, I really liked the show. I'm really sorry about Alex." And that's just weird. I've never met the people. I've never met them. That's how popular the show got. People were listening to that podcast. I don't know if it's because there just isn't that many toy podcasts in the UK anyway. There isn't that many. And I think that's probably why. Something along those lines. But it was weird. I just got people like, I don't mean weird as in like, "Oh, I hate it. I wish people would stop bothering me." I just meant weird as in like, I never had made anything like that before, where people were like strangers, absolute strangers were listening to this. It wasn't people didn't feel like they were listening out of obligation. People were actually enjoying it. You know, it's crazy. And I hope people feel like that about the stream right now, but it's just, just a bit different as well. But yeah, of course I would. Yeah, you're right though, Andrew. Of course I would acknowledge. Alex. Can't not when it comes to this stuff. It's about toys, especially. I still use the Instagram account occasionally, so like because I know we keep getting followers still to this day, and so I acknowledge that, and I usually like some things and stuff. So, but I was thinking about the other day. I was considering just going on there and talking, and just saying, "What do people think?" Like, I want to do something, but I got to work out what that is, and if people would be up for me doing something with that, taking this and making something else with it. I don't know. Anyway, let's shade this. I think I'll only do this tonight though, guys. Like, I didn't realize it's nearly 10:30 now, and I'm quite shad, to be honest. And I kind of want to give this the time it deserves. Thank you for your suggestions though. I really do appreciate it. And as you know, guys, I'll always be here every Monday, so I'll be any Monday I can do, I'll be there. So there'll be more suggestions. I'll need your suggestions aplenty. What was that? It was nice because most of the UK toy content is just people at boot fairs or toy fairs, and it's just the same shit over and over again. Well, yeah, that was the thing, and I think it was. So we did Talk Toy to Me. We started the podcast. It was called Mint on Cardcast originally. We started it in 2000 I think it was 2015. Might be a bit later than that. But that's when we first started. And then we struggled to, Alex was editing. I was doing another podcast at the time, you see, so I couldn't edit it. So Alex would edit, but it would be so sporadic, bless him. He couldn't quite keep up with it. And then one day I said, how about I do it? And he was like, yeah, okay then. And then we kind of just fell out of love with it. We couldn't get it to work because we were just scrambling to get it done each time. Then the pandemic hit. No. I stopped working because this is the thing. I saw Alex every day at work, but then I then started work at an animation company instead. So I didn't really have those conversations with Alex anymore. I didn't have my toy friend. So when I would go and visit in the store, we talked about it and said we should do it again. The pandemic hit at this point as well. So after the pandemic, I was like, I really need this, and he said, so do I. And I was like, okay, cool. How about we do it again? We'll do Mint on Cardcast, but I'll edit it because I was done with the other podcast at this point. I was like, I'll edit it and we'll do it because you're seeing after the pandemic, you're seeing more and more people get into toys now because there is and you can tell. I'm sure Ollie will agree, and I'm sure other people will agree. there was this spike in people suddenly being really into toys during the pandemic, or toy collecting and stuff. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, you could notice that. And we were doing Mint on Cardcast long before that happened, because Alex and I have always been super into toys, especially Alex. Alex was just so knowledgeable about toys. It was ridiculous. Like he was in, like, I couldn't keep up with him. I loved toys and collecting, and I know a bit. He was mental though. He would just be, his passion and knowledge for toys was insane. Hence why I was like, if you do this podcast with me, it's going to work. Because I love toys, but you are something else. So, but then we renamed it because I was like, I don't think Mint on Cardcast works for us. We're very much people that like to have our stuff open and all that other stuff. So then we came up with Talk Toy to Me, and then I just shared it to a lot of groups and stuff, and it sort of just picked up from there. And Alex and I were really passionate about it. Like, it was really good. We finally found our stride. We were recording like 2 or 3 a night, as in, you know, when he'd come over, we would just chat. It was great. We'd do it till about midnight, and then he'll just go home, and that was it. He was just hanging out with my mate, just talking about toys. And then but yeah, all the content you see from all the content of the show was him. Really, I was the guy that did the social media and editing and like posting, and I did all that stuff. I was the editor, so I make sure it would come out every single time. But maybe I did some of the design stuff and all that. But so did he. He did he designed the logo. That was him. But he most of the entertaining content, I would say 95 to 99% of the content that was on there that I got him to show up. He came here. He came up with this stuff. The quizzes, for example, nothing to do with me, because obviously I had to answer the quizzes. So, yeah, and I did research here and there, but really, yeah, he was, and that's why Talk Toy to Me can't be the same, because, like I said, when I said about so much of Alex's DNA is in it, I do mean that. Like, you know, he come up with a lot of that stuff. Sorry guys, I didn't mean for this to just be about me talking about, but this is kind of what the stream's about. It's just me, like, you know, I'm rambling to myself, and I'm not used to that. As you'll know from listening to Talk Toy to Me, I'm better with another person. So. Oh, and Ollie, that's the thing I was going to say as well. When you said about like US like podcasters and toy related content things, it is a lot of that. It's also like you were saying about it, how it's just, oh yeah, because of most the UK toy content is just people at booth fairs or toy fairs, and it's just the same shit over and over. Yeah, sorry, I meant the UK stuff. Yes, and I noticed that too. It was a lot of that, and there isn't enough. You saw it more in America, but there was a lot more. Wasn't enough of people talking about and doing things for the love of toys rather than just talking about how they bought some tat, basically. And Alex and I knew that because when we did the podcast initially, it was just us talking about the love of toys, and there needed to be more sorry, I didn't mean to use the word content. I don't like using that. There needs to be more like entertainment around that. And when I was watching Toy Division, I kind of felt that too, and that's why I was like, right, well, Toy Division are doing it, so I mean, I could do it again. Do you know what I mean? We were like, well, we saw Toy Division doing it, and we were like, right, there's a place for this because this is doing Toy Division, and they're doing really well. So there's a place for it in the UK. Let's let's do this properly, and I'll share it out and I'll see what I can do. You see. This is why I don't get inbox collectors. No, exactly. I don't either. Oh, hey, Guido. I know who that is. Hello, Ollie. Another Ollie. There's two Ollies on the There's two Ollies. Hello, man. Two artists as well. Ollie on here. I can never remember. Do you prefer Oliver or Ollie? I can never remember what you prefer. Guido. I don't know if that's Guido. Sorry. Do you prefer that? But yeah, he's an illustrator. He does like pixel art stuff and all that. Yeah, awesome stuff. How are you doing? You all right? Yeah, I love Toy Division. I miss the show as well. I don't think it's a real shame that they're gone. They've all got like other things going on, and I get that, but like, it's a shame because it was good. I didn't always tune in on the day, but they're also guys that I don't. They're guys that I loved hanging out with them, so I'll hang out with them occasionally. But it was nice to see how my friends were doing, because I can't always. They live so far away from me, like yourself, Ollie. You all live so far away from me, so it was just nice to. I don't know. I can't see you guys as much, so it's just nice. Like maybe I'll see you once a year, and I won't even do that. Like this year, I don't think I'm going to be seeing you at all. You know. I think Dan wants to do something. Yeah, well, but Dan's doing his other stuff, isn't he? Like he's in with the toy vendor guys, right? So he's all like I forgot what they're called. Toy Amigos. That's it. Toy Amigos. So he's kind of, and I get that. Like he's found that, and then the Ed's Rich Geek Out stuff and all that. Like I know he's a busy boy now. He's Mr. Toy. Wait, what's the word? Mr. Toy Wide. He's trying to do Pitbull, but you know what I mean. It's, you know. I'm good with Eva. All good. Okay. No worries. I could never. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I know you're Ollystration. Yeah, go check him out on Instagram. He's Ollystration. Which, God, I wish I thought that. My tag is boring. It's just Ben Allen Inks. But you know, well, I thought it. You know, it's exactly what it says. But you know, I've had a few people think I do tattoos, so it's like, okay, well, no, I don't. So. You know, it's not quite as I thought it wasn't. It's not as quite as self-explanatory as I thought it would be. Oh, Ollystration or Guido. What is it? Guido or Guide? Anyway, Ollystration. I know my wife and I keep talking about going back to Japan. So I will let you know if and when we do. Because if that's the case, I will be in touch. Time to expand, pick up a needle. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Yeah, I have been asked about doing some tattoos here and there, but I think the thing is, I have this such because I get imposter syndrome. We've talked about it on this show, and I can't imagine someone having my art on their body and then they have to have that for the rest of their lives, and I feel like I've ruined it for them. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, why did you do that? I tricked you into wanting to do that. Yeah. Someone covered their entire leg with my concept artwork for the Prodigy music video where the animated/directed. Very surreal. It's not even artwork that featured in the finished video. No way! That's crazy. That's crazy, Ollie. How do you feel about that? I don't know, like I said, for me, it's kind of like, I feel like almost cringe a little bit. I don't mean, not because I'm like, oh yeah, you guys, it looks rubbish. I just mean more because of the fact that, as I just said, like, I'm like, oh God, what if they hate it and they've ruined their lives on my terrible artwork? You know, my terrible art is on their leg. Not that I think you know. Yo, that's sick. Oh, thank you. Wait, what are you saying, Illustration? Are you saying, yo, it's sick, the drawing, or yo, that's sick, the fact that we might be going to Japan? I think this is the thing, isn't it, Ollie? You kind of need to have the person. I mean, you gotta get a good tattooist, really, right? With that nice like line. And I don't have a tattoo. I don't know. Like, let's play. Does everybody have a tattoo? Does everybody have a tattoo? Because I don't have a tattoo. I just don't. I'm not against it. I'm not. You know, it's just that I never got one. And again, what I said earlier about like how I'm like other people's work as well. I'm quite. I think I'd be quite indecisive about whether or not I want a like, you know, a tattoo, and also then it's expensive. So, I feel super weird. People even compliment anything I do. I've gotten better. But it's like if it happens too often, then I'm like, oh God, you know, maybe don't. You know, like if they're doing like complimenting me for multiple things at a time, I'm like, all right, that's enough now. You know, and I do get that sometimes because I do have very quite supportive friends as well. But you know, I got the Doors of During in white ink on the back of my neck. Oh, okay. Something tells me. I thought you might have a tattoo or two. You don't have any at all, Ollie? I'm surprised. I thought you might have some. Sorry, not Ollystration. Ollie. As in I made this. I'm surprised you don't have a tattoo. I just assumed you did. But also Ollystration. I'm not surprised at you, but I'm also like, oh, okay. Thought maybe you might have a tattoo. Just never got around to it, and it's pretty restrictive here in Japan. Yeah, I imagine where you live now, you can't really, you know. But isn't it just restrictive for like going to bathhouses and stuff? Sorry, I don't know. I don't live in Japan. I don't know enough, but I just thought maybe it was just that. Yeah, same, Ollie. I feel like I think tattoos are great. Like I look at them and I think they're really cool and stuff. I just never got around to getting one, and they are a lot of money. So, and now I've got to the point where like I don't even have to suit one. And also, I don't know what I'd want. It's like I said, I'm super indecisive when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I'm like, this is something that's going to technically be on my body for the rest of my life. Because I say technically because it's like, oh, you can get removed if you want. But it's like, yeah, but that's loads of money and very painful. So no. Oh, Durin. I did wonder, Andrew. I was a bit I was like, sure, but no, I knew you mean. Yeah, Lord of the Rings stuff. That makes sense. Oh, Andrew, did you see all the Magic? I might as well ask you because I know you're a Magic guy. I don't know if any of you guys play Magic. That's on the stream, but I know Andrew's a Magic fan. Did you see all the announcements and stuff? Anything got you excited at MagicCon? My friend, I had a couple of friends who were at Amsterdam for MagicCon. I nearly went myself, but I can't afford it. What are you saying? Yeah, bathhouses, beaches sometimes. I like to travel to countryside areas out of the city where they are more strict. Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, both my wife and I don't have tattoos, which was so it was a concern when I went the first 2 times to Japan because I was with my ex, and she had tattoos, and it was kind of a concern. And then the second, so that was the first time, and then the second time I went with my ex and 2 of our friends, and one of them, he's covered in tattoos, so it was kind of a concern here and there, but we didn't really go anywhere rural. But no problems now, baby. I got a wife that doesn't have tattoos, and me, I haven't got any. Different woman. Sorry, I don't know what. Weird evening. I've got weird energy to me today. Yeah. It lost a bit of the details to shrink to size, but I love it and can't see it myself. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's the only other thing as well. I was going to say with tattoos, if you can't see the tattoo, but then I suppose it's not about that, is it? I've got my fingers crossed for a good copy of Bayon. Oh, I see. And that he doesn't get cut like the Hobbit movies. We'll see. My main scare from it was from MagicCon was the announcement of Masters of the Universe Secret Lair, and I was like, oh god, no. Like, I'm trying my best to. I love the Kamigawa stuff. They're going to do Kamigawa, but basically Pacific Rim, which I think is fantastic. I'm on board for that. I'm going to be there for that. But the Masters of the Universe one, I mean, obviously it's very me, and it was something that I said. I've been saying, like, when they were talking about Universes Beyond, one set that I think would be really good is a Masters of the Universe set. However, that will never happen because of Mattel and Hasbro and all this other stuff. But clearly it doesn't matter because now we're getting a secret lair. And I imagine they're testing the waters for seeing if the secret lair does well, then they'll do a whole Masters of the Universe set. And then I'll be screwed, basically, because I'll have to buy everything. I'm already thinking, like, I don't know if it's going to be the case or not, but I'll be screwed if it's a Commander deck secret lair, which I would never have thought would be the case until that Goblin one came out. And I know the things on their Instagram was saying something like, get ready for a new Commander or something like that, which I know could just mean the Commander card, but it also could mean, like, does that mean a Commander deck? And if it does, oh boy, so we shall see. But yeah, I want the Stardew Valley secret lair, but it is probably going to sell out before I can snag them. Yeah, I've got a friend who's after the Stardew Valley ones. It looks good. I think there was some really cool things from Magicon. I was quite, the thing I'm most excited about is Kamigawa Titan something. I can't think it's called. I can't remember what it's called. Kamigawa Pacific Rim, Magic the Gathering Pacific Rim. I'm so there for that. Supper for Spiders looks fun from the Hobbit set. Adventure as a mechanic in the set is cool. Pacific Gawa Rim looks fun, but we will see how it looks. Yeah, I think the concept art that they showed was really nice. Like it's right up my street anyway. I'm well up for it. So I'm gonna save up for that because the sets that have come out this year I've just not been able to afford because I've just always skint. But these don't come out until like next year, right? Like I think it's like as in a year's time. So that'll give me enough time to save some cash. And what was super interesting was like the fact that they're going to do a Magicon in Tokyo, which I was like, oh, well, maybe it's an excuse for me to go back to Japan, the place I love to go. Not that I need an excuse, I'll just go anyway. I don't need to go to Magicon. I probably won't even bother if I was there. But I mean, that was just something to bear in mind. I wonder how mental it'll be over there. Yeah, Andrew, yeah. Going to be down to a 50-50 Universes Beyond and Universes Within. Yeah, they said they were going to do that though, weren't they? I'm not surprised. It's hard because although I said, yeah, I'm on board for Masters Universe and stuff, I do dislike that Universes Beyond has just taken over so much. It is a shame because I feel because of that, it's being the resources are getting taken away from, the Universes Within stuff. So it's a shame, but I mean, I do like I was totally against Universes Beyond, and then they started doing things that I was interested in. But plain and simple, right? So like, they did the Spider-Man set, and there was Godzilla cards from back in the day, which I would love them to reprint them. I just wish they would reprint those, or like do a Godzilla set or something. But I think Godzilla just isn't as popular as you can't do a Universes Beyond set. But I mean, even if they just did a new Secret Lair or something like that, that would be ace, Cool. Nice to see you still there, Rare Candy. You've done painting your walls, haven't you? You're just drawing now. Illustration. Everything is everything now. The concept of the multiverse is just a blight on Allpedia. Yeah, it is. Magic the Gathering has definitely become just Fortnite, the card game. I still love it. I'm still a big fan, but I also play the Gundam card game as well. Like I've really got into the Gundam card game very recently. That's great fun. You play any card games, Illustration? I mean, you live in the country for the card games, so surely you play at least one. You can tell me you don't play any card games, my hope, this is Andrew, my hope is that if Wizards of the Coast Arena Union can spread to paper Magic, that we can see some improvements for the workers and game as a whole. Yeah, that would be great. That'd be great. It's really hard as a fan of Magic the Gathering, but also a fan of, workers' rights and stuff. I really struggle with, my love of the game. I wish it could, yeah. I wish it could be better. But it's big companies, big corporations, isn't it? It's the whole thing. I play Pokemon. Oh, Rare Candy, you play the Pokemon TCG and Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. They're the two card games I don't play, I'm afraid. Rare Candy. I did play the Pokemon one and I quite enjoyed it, but it didn't quite gel for me. I have plenty of friends who are super into Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out just a bit after my time, if I remember. I think I remember seeing Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards when I was in high school, and you would probably get beaten up if you had Pokemon cards then. But like a couple of years later, I did get into playing Magic. Ooh, I'm gonna change that. Stop playing that music. I don't want to get a copyright strike. What are we saying, Ollie? I used to play Magic in high school, but now it's too much of a money drain. I do love a deck building game, but I can't invest in that kind of stuff right now. Yeah, that's fair. That is very fair. That is very fair. Weirdly as well, so like with Magic, when I went to Japan last year, I really wanted to try and get some Magic cards, because one of the things that my pod and I do, we tend to buy, like if we go to a different country and stuff, we buy cards from that country. Doesn't matter if it's a different language or whatever, we just use Google Translate. But also Japanese cards, this is really cool. So I wanted to get a couple of boosters, but I really struggled to find somewhere to buy cards, even though I was in Tokyo. And I find that so weird. Like I didn't come across really anywhere. There was loads of people selling Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, card games I don't even know what the hell they were, which is fair enough. But yeah, I never really saw any Magic stuff, and I thought that was weird because I know Magic still is a big deal over there, but I couldn't find anything. I had to Google somewhere, and we ended up in somewhere in I think it was Shinjuku, but it was like, just like I had to look it up, and it was what's the famous one? Turns out it's not an independent, it's like a chain, and I didn't even know. But I did buy some, is it Hayafuda? No, Haya something or other. But yeah, I got some sleeves for that. That's pretty cool. And they had a Yoshitaka Amano card, the Liliana, and it was the Liliana, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the Liliana that I use in the Planeswalker I use in a deck. Not Planeswalker. A Planeswalker that I use. And I was like, I wanted to get it. It was £80. It was so expensive, but like, it was my last day. I already spent out, bought loads of toys and video games and all kinds of stuff. So, but I did look at it and I was like, oh man, I would love that. What's that? Ollie, as a cultural question, how do folks view their proxies? Sorry, I'm sorry, Andrew, that was me butchering it. That wasn't you. Ollie, as a cultural question, how do folks there view proxies? They have been more favourable in the States with CEDH and the reserve list. Also, sorry for typos. I'm typing on mobile while working, so I'm not putting the best in chat. No, you're fine. Hello, Patrick! Way! The last time I played Pokemon was on the Pokemon TCG Game Boy game. Starting a card game collection scares me because I could see me quickly spending princely sum, so I keep away from my wallet's sake. This is why, Patrick, although I think you would love Magic the Gathering, I have not tried to get you into Magic the Gathering because it is a slippery slope. I understand that, and I do spend. I'm pretty good though. I don't really tend to spend too much money on cards anymore. I did with the Spider-Man set as it came out, but that's a different story. But normally, as in my day to day, I don't tend to spend a lot of money on cards. I usually, but then it's because I have so many cards. I've been collecting and playing since I was 14 years old, so it's not really a big deal for me. Like I don't have to rush out and get new sets and stuff as soon as they come out or anything like that, because I've got such a bulk load of cards, and I tend to just, if I've got an idea for a deck or whatever, I'll start looking up cards and I'll just buy the cards individually rather than just wasting my money on booster packs. So that's why I don't spend as much. Why don't you know, Orlystration? Why don't you know? No, it's fair. I don't know. I suppose the culture over there is kind of like, I mean, they're like art, right? So why wouldn't they be into proxies? But I also know they're probably a stickler for rules, so I don't know. Okay. I don't know if Ollie, as in I made this, is still there. But I think this is done. There's an Audrey 2. Ollie, if you're still there, this is Audrey 2. We spent the whole night doing it in the end, just because, why not? And then I'm probably, well, no, what I'll do is, because we're having a nice night, guys, I'll carry on, like, I'll just try and outline this a bit. Give it a bit more of a thicker outline, and then I'll probably call it a night. I think it's funny because I think the people that I currently hear are people not from the UK, so obviously the time zones are a bit different. Oh, Andrew, yeah, gotta jump to help the kids in, and then go grocery shopping. Thanks as always for the chill stream. Thank you, Andrew, and I will be in touch. I'm gonna email you tomorrow about some stuff. Okay, mate. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it. Did I see the Doomsday trailer? Yes. Yes, I did. What's this? Oh, sorry. Oh, I just missed it where you said, like, you were a bad ambassador, Ollie. Only when it comes to card games, apparently. Card games in Japan. What is it, Andrew? You are good, Ollie. I wouldn't expect to be a good ambassador for New England. Well, that's a disappointment, Andrew, because I thought maybe you would be. If I was going to ask anything about New England, it would be you, because you're the only person I know. Yeah, Andrew, hope you have a lovely day, mate. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, Ollie is there. I didn't want to... Yeah. Okay, now that Ollie said that, Orlystration, what did you think? Because I don't want to say what I think quite yet, just because I don't want to seem like I'm going to upset anybody. I want people to be in the same mindset. I think I'm with I made this. Hey, Rare Candy, still drawing Misty. Nice. I just saw it waking up. I need some coffee in a second. Look. It's hard because I look at it and I'm just like, I don't know what the hell's going on, or we're not really know what the hell's going on. I'm just not invested at all. I don't. I don't watch these new movies anymore, so I'm not really invested in these characters or anything. There's some characters I've never even seen yet because I haven't watched their movies. it is just that kind of like what Ollie said. It's just, it looks boring. I don't. It just. I think it feels like it's all these stakes and stuff, and they're trying to show this. But I'm like, it might be a bigger deal for people who watch it, but for me, it's like, I don't know. This isn't like Infinity War or Endgame. This is just, and it's so hard because I love Doctor Doom as a character. I want to be excited about it, but I just don't care because it's such a weird course correction, and Robert Downey Jr. is playing him, which still annoys the hell out of me. But you know what the worst thing is? When I was there, I think if that's Robert Downey Jr. doing the voice of his Doctor Doom, I actually thought it sounded pretty good. Because the thing is with the Doctor Doom casting, you know, the Robert Downey Jr. being cast as Doctor Doom, I don't have an issue with the actual actor because Robert Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor. So of course he's going to do a great job. Of course he's going to do a brilliant job. That's not the problem. It's just the fact that it's like, why have we got Robert Downey Jr. playing Doctor Doom? That's still a major problem with me. And the fact that about 50% of the Marvel Universe characters that are in this movie are from films that aren't even part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It feels like such a weird... It feels just... Yeah, it feels like the stake... I don't know if the stakes are a big deal. That's what I mean. It just feels like that. And you're just going like, oh yeah, all the X-Men from the movies, right? You know the X-Men. You love the X-Men movies. It's like, yeah, but they're not those X-Men, are they? You just got the actors to play those characters. But you're trying to have your cake and eat it because you're just like, oh, Patrick Stewart's back, but that's not that Xavier. It's obviously not the same Xavier, and it's not going to be the one from. It's not going to be the one from Doctor Strange either because he's dead. It's just, I don't know. It just feels like, you know, if you can just do whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, right? And I just feel like, I think that's how I feel by looking at it, and the fact that Chris Evans is back, I'm just like, okay. It just reeks of just them going like giving blank checks to everybody to just try and appease or try and work out how to clamber this like mess together. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very curious about how it's going to go, but I don't care about the actual movie itself. That's how I feel. I think the RDJ thing is kind of cool, to be honest. It's very much a comic book thing. Heroes coming back and coming back evil is pretty cool. Yeah, but and I don't want to. I'm not trying. I don't want to poo-poo anybody. Like, and that's what I mean, Ollie. If you like that, that's cool. I don't have a problem. It's not that I think you're wrong or anything. It's just for me. I think the problem is, it's not Tony Stark coming back, or at least we don't think it is. Right? We don't know. Currently, all we know is he is playing Victor Von Doom. And again, he'll do a fantastic job. I'm not worried about that. It's just the fact that it feels like such a lazy cop-out to do that just because you're like, oh shit, we haven't got anything, sorry, excuse me, we haven't got anything about, oh, we haven't got Robert Downey Jr. anymore, and then just like give him some money and he can, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not invested. I think that's part of the problem as well. Maybe if I was invested more in the movies, I'd probably be a bit more excited. I'm just not, though. I think that's the thing. I'm really not. Tell you what I did watch, though, and I was really excited. It's not like I'm against Marvel Studios, because I watched the first 5 episodes of X-Men 97 season 2, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. That's such a good show. Rob Page. Hey, Rob! Sorry, I didn't clock your name. Look, Swish. Yeah, you mean this. Thank you. We're just outlining it, and then I'm going to call it a night, because I didn't realise it was like 10 o'clock. And we've only drawn this, but, I mean, it's been nice. Been just chatting with everybody. My friends from outside of England, friends from England, from some planet Jupiter. No, there's nobody from planet Jupiter at all. But it's just been nice. Right, what are we saying? Robert Downey Doomois. Yeah, Doomois. I would think it's probably an alternate universe, Tony Stark or something. That would make sense. But then I don't know if I'd hate that. This is the thing. I think they're in a catch-22 for me. Yeah, it's hard now because of the lack of investment. Infinity War was insane for the build-up and the character connection. Honestly, I loved that. X-Men 97 is killing it. Yes, I agree, Illustration. I think it's so good. My only issue is I wish they could be given more time to do things. I think it's a bit too. Oh, I made this said the same thing. Ollie, I made this said this. It's a good show. Zoom thought through storylines at a breakneck speed pace, though. Yes, I agree. I think that's a. If you're saying that's a negative, I agree with you because I wish they were given more time. They do feel like because they're 10 episodes, it's this weird sort of thing, isn't it? Because you're just like 26 episodes is too much for a TV show. I agree with that, but also 10 feels like so little sometimes. I felt like this with 2 animated shows. I felt like this with X-Men 97 season 1. I was like, what the hell? Like the thing with Madeline Pryor and all that. It was just like, what? Calm down. Just stop a second. It was just like, you know. And then another animated show, which is really good if you haven't watched it, My Adventures with Superman, which I also enjoy. Again, another show that would really benefit from more episodes. It just sort of just goes like, we expect to do, I don't know. There's a lot that happens in 10 episodes, which is only about, it's under 5 hours, isn't it? Because it'd be they're 20 minutes long. They're not that long, so. But yeah, X-Men 97 is brilliant. I have a free trial to Disney Plus, and Karina and I are watching it currently because I noticed it was on. I totally forgot that it was even coming out, so I was like, oh, I'll watch that. And the first 5 episodes, we just watched them all in one night, which I feel bad about because usually I wait, but I was like, screw it, I'm watching them all. And we watched the that Weapon X episode's really good. I really enjoyed that. I talked to a friend and he was like, I'm not really feeling it. I was like, oh, I don't know. I thought it was really good. As far as filler episodes go, it's pretty good. I quite enjoyed it. But again, talking about the breakneck speed stuff, it's like, oh, we're back to... Oh, spoilers. Sorry for X-Men 97. Okay. I'm going to put my hand out. And when I close my hand, you can... mute yourself. Mute me now. And I'll unmute... You can unmute when I close my fist. I guess. I don't know. The thing about the adamantium... Well... He gets his adamantium claws back at the end, and I felt that was a bit too quick. But I mean, you know, apart from that, I really like the episode. You can unmute now. I don't want to spoil. I just don't want to spoil it for anyone because I realize that's the latest episode. But, yeah. But that's what I mean. That sort of stuff just makes it feel a bit rushed, you know. I think we'll call it there, guys. That works. I'll put the little signature down here. There you go, Ollie. What a great suggestion. Thank you for that. There is Audrey. Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. What a great suggestion. Thank you very much. Right. Yeah, that part was mostly off screen even and during a fun battle sequence. Yeah. Haven't finished Misty yet. Okay, Rec Andy. Good luck. I hope it works out for the rest of the night. Guys, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you for joining. You can do anything else on your Monday night or Tuesday morning for some of you. Is it Tuesday morning? I presume it's Tuesday morning. But yeah, I really appreciate you coming to the stream. It really means a lot. Guys, I'll be doing a stream next Monday, of course. I haven't put a schedule up this month. Sorry about that. But I'm going to work out what to do. It might be just more of this, to be honest. But I'm thinking of trying to do some more, like, curated things. So, like, something like, you know, maybe something... like a theme or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'll be back. Either way, I'll be back next Monday, guys, to do some more drawing on here on YouTube and on Twitch. What else was I going to say? If you haven't liked if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't liked the video, please do. It really does help. I know that's saying something, but I've noticed there's a lot of people that are watching my streams after. So they're not even watching it during. They're watching them later, like VODs on YouTube, and suddenly they've got like a bunch of likes. So it does help, I think, for the exposure of it. So please, if you have watched this, if you are watching on YouTube, please do give the video a like. It really helps. what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Wednesday, I have my new video out. Another Tales from the Shelf is coming out. It's about Billy Bat, which is a manga. Billy Bat Volume 1 by Naoki Urasawa, who's one of my favorite mangakas ever. There'll be a video about that coming out on Wednesday morning, UK time. And then, was that it? Yeah. If you don't follow me on social media, please follow me on everything. I'm Ben Allen Inks on everything. Yeah. I think it's time for me to go. So, guys, I love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you